Hi, I'm Olivia. Today, I'm really excited to start my first bullet journal ever on Rach Mei's YouTube channel. I hope you have fun watching too.
Hi, and if you couldn't tell from the title of today's video, today my friend is trying bullet journaling for the first time. And I'm so excited for you to see it because I think it turned out great.
Alright, let's begin.
I'm sorry if the video quality isn't the best here. We did it over Zoom and she had her phone on it recording and I recorded it over Zoom. So if it's kind of bad quality, please forgive me. I think it's pretty good though.
Alright, on to the second page. Here we go. This second page is more widespread measurements, while the last page was for specifically measurements that had to do with the bullet journal. These measurements are just, like metric scale and the imperial version. Standard imperial. I know, right? I wrote out the different conversions beneath different estimations that I used, and I drew those out with a ruler.
I think this is a great example of how you can customize your bullet journal to be things that you like, because I know my friend really likes math and stuff, so we thought that a conversion chart would be really cool to have in her bullet journal. But also this was all her and I was just there to give her tips.
I also tried to draw a protractor at the end to spice up the page a little, but it ended up just looking like a semicircle with a bunch of little tick marks in it. So I drew a little person saying, that doesn't really look like a protractor, because it doesn't look like a protractor. And if you happen to be that person, well, congrats, you are a reasonable person with common sense. And if you are a person who looked at this and thought to yourself, wow, that's actually a great protractor, I thank you for your kind dishonesty in trying to not have my feelings get hurt. You may speak truth. It is not a well-drawn protractor. For my first page, I did a spacing page. This page is a sort of reference page for other measurements that I may need to do when I'm designing other parts of my bullet journal. I used the dots given to me by the journal in order to estimate the halfway points of the page and split the page into thirds.
I really like spreads like these, and I think they're great especially for beginners because you can use them to make new spreads and help you plan out your journal.
Alright, moving on. Goals. In this bullet journal, I really wanted to work on goals. It's sometimes hard to keep track of things during, hard times, during especially a pandemic, just times when I feel unfocused and there's not a lot of clarity. Gosh, I'm being vague here. So I just drew out this page in the shape of a clipboard, just to give my life some order, so that I can flip through the pages of things I want to do without feeling very, anxious about it, I guess. That's the whole thing. I want to have a place to reference my goals.
I agree. I feel like it can be really hard to stay focused when you're in a pandemic and you're kind of doing everything independently. And also, I really like how this spread turned out because I think it looks so nice and how the clipboard looks really realistic.
On to the next page, page 4. For the future, I had so many thoughts for the future, so many plans. I drew up a lot of different Post-its and one crumpled paper to show that you can always dig up your dreams out of the waste bin. And just a lot of different things. I wanted to have a couple different designs. I really liked drawing these. And the tack. The tack was fun.
Yeah, the doodles look so much fun. And I think that this has to be one of my favorite spreads that we did. And I actually decided to make it, like, draw it digitally, and that's what's in the beginning of this video. I also feel like my friend and I have very different strengths in art. Her art is like so nice, and I love her doodles and all these little things, but she like freehands things a lot and it kind of just goes with the flow, when I feel like I'm really particular and take like my time doing everything, so it takes a really long time for me to do things.
Alright, on to the next page. These next few pages will be of my calendar. I consulted with Rach on this, and Rach Mei said that this would be really cool to do if I put some doodles around the edges. And I thought, keep it cool and detailed around, but like simplistic in the middle, so that I can still have a clear path to what I want to do.
Yeah, and I know in the bullet journal community there's always like this like push to have like these fancy markers and pens, and I think like you really don't need these fancy markers and pens. Like my markers and pens aren't that fancy, and my friend just used some pens that she has which are pretty nice, but she used like colored pencils and whatever pens that she just happened to have, and it turned out really well, even though like she didn't have like the most expensive supplies. So don't wait to start a bullet journal because you don't think you have the supplies. Just go out and do it. You don't even need a dotted notebook. A grid one would work well too.
On to the next page. After I drawn up the January, February, March months, I am now going on to April, May, June. Afterwards, on the next page, we have July, August, and September. And in the next page, finally, we have October, November, and December. Also, some might note that I put some of my hobbies at the top. For example, I love to use Rubik's Cubes, and I always love to just mix them up, scramble them around. I learned how to do them by memorizing a few algorithms and also being taught something that is actually a pretty intuitive process by a few friends. I put a notepad on top to signal or to show that I love writing. I do. Put a bicycle helmet and a bicycle at the top because those, honestly, when it's good weather out, it's my favorite type of exercise. Or running, but definitely biking. On the last page, above October, November, and December, I put Euler's equation. It's a graphical representation of a cube. I like geometry and topology. I thought that was cool. Euler's equation, wow, I could explain this all day. It's a bullet journal video, though, so maybe I'll have to make my own YouTube channel for math explanation videos, but it's really cool, and it involves a lot of transcendental numbers and constants, like irrational constants. The proof of it is really amazing. So if you want to look this up, Euler's equation, Euler's number, I will leave you to it.
I think it's really fun to include your hobbies in your bullet journal, and I included my hobby in my bullet journal last time with a film theme for my February plan with me, so go check it out.
Alright, finally, I also put some names in boxes, it was supposed to look like a book, but I'm guessing that doesn't really look like a book now that I'm looking at it. I put some famous mathematicians, Ramanujan, Fermat, and Lovelace. Fermat is very famous for his theorems that he proved. One of them, Fermat's last theorem, he put a small proof for it on the inside margins of a notebook paper, and then it took people like more than 200 years to take what he had written, and it was like an uncompleted proof, and finally put that together. And that was, I think, Andrew Wiles in like the 1990s, 70s, 80s, I don't know. And then the third one of the names is Ada Lovelace, and she actually I think she invented coding for like different machines. The analytical engine at first that she created, with Charles Babbage, or maybe he created that, but definitely the difference machine. That was also, she kind of started the entire process behind coding and telling computers to do things and produce an outcome. I also, you might note, put some special occasions, not necessarily occasions, but like general occasions, like if there was a month, that's my birthday month, that's in September, and holidays are in December. I mean, of course, there are a lot of other holidays, but the most well-known worldwide holidays I just put in December. October is Inktober. I love to draw, I love to write, so I definitely need to write that one down. June is Pride Month. April is National Poetry Month. And February is Black History Month. All important months to be aware of. As a last note, I just wanted to say that I had so much fun just drawing and writing and just coloring and everything and doing this. I would definitely love to do this again, and now I have the proper skills that I've learned to do one on my own. So all of you out there who are watching this, all of you who are watching this, go on and just, I don't know, if this inspires you, then go right ahead and be inspired, and maybe draw a bullet journal or write something down or do something that you love. I hope this inspires you. All right. Also, to any people who are new subscribers or who liked the video, just, like the video, comment, subscribe. Rach Mei's channel is a really, really fun, calming, relaxing channel. At least that's what I'm getting from it. I hope all of you are too. And I hope all of you are staying safe and healthy. And yeah. All right. Bye, everybody. This was super duper fun.